everyone, today I'm going to be showing you a few overnight oats recipes that are super healthy and easy and quick to grab in the morning. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this video and want more like this. Our first recipe is this chocolate overnight oats meal. I love to do this when I meal prep because if it's a busy morning or a Monday, I know that I'm going to wake up a little later and probably won't have enough time to make breakfast. So in my glass bowl, I have half cup rolled oats or quick oats and a teaspoon of chia seeds. I also have flax seeds, but you do not need that. And then here I also have 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder. Add how much ever you want. Keep tasting it, because that's something I recommend with these oats. I'm also adding about 2 teaspoons of honey, but again, see how much you want in it. And this is the part that really makes it taste like Nutella almost. I'm adding peanut butter. If you have hazelnut butter, that would probably be best with this because it makes it taste like a Nutella. But this 100% organic peanut butter is great too, without the added oils and sugar. And now to make my overnight oats, I am adding my milk. Plant milk works with this too. You don't need dairy milk. So I'm just adding that milk gradually. And I tasted it and I figured that I need a little more honey, so I'm just adding that. Again, if you go easy on the cocoa powder, because I like it really chocolatey, but some people don't like it very chocolatey. And then I'm also adding a few more chia seeds, and I'm just letting that set overnight in the fridge. So the next morning, this is when I top it, so it is quite thick because it has absorbed all that milk. If you like it like a really thick consistency, you can totally eat it like this, but I like adding some milk just to make it a little more easier to eat. And you just want to combine that. And this is totally, you can totally save this for a little later. If you can't finish the whole serving, you could make less, or you could even save it in the same glass bowl, which is what I did actually. So to top these, which is something that you don't need to do, I added some fresh raspberries. Bananas work great with this, and so do strawberries. And for presentation purposes, I am adding chocolate chips. You do not need chocolate chips. In fact, I probably wouldn't have added them, but I am here. And so I also added a few more toppings. Here I'm adding a few cashews, but you can use walnuts or pecans. Pecans are really good with this chocolate overnight oats too. And I'm also adding some peanut butter because I really like peanut butter, but you don't have to top this much. You can just top it with some fruit and be done with it. And that is pretty much it for these overnight oats. They're really delicious and great if you love chocolate. Our second recipe are these strawberry overnight oats that are less decadent and more light. So again, I'm starting with a half cup of oats and a tablespoon of chia seeds. And the same thing applies from the last one. You don't need quick oats and you don't need chia seeds. And here I'm also adding some cinnamon, which is great for your metabolism. And I'm just going ahead and adding milk. I find that a half cup oats to a little more than a half cup milk is a great ratio for overnight oats. But again, it does matter or depend on how thick you want your oats. If you add less milk, your overnight oats will be thicker, and if you add more, they will be thinner. And now I'm adding flax seeds, and again, same thing applies. You do not need these, but I had them, so I'm just using them. And to make these strawberry overnight oats, I'm adding a few frozen strawberries. Blueberries are fine with this too. Frozen raspberries or blackberries are great too. Just any frozen berries, because they kind of dispel some juice and become more tender as they sit in the fridge instead of the freezer. And you just want to combine that. Now I'm adding my nuts because I add them before because I like them a little soaked. But if you like your nuts more crunchy, you do not need to do this in the night before. You can just do it when you prepare it in the morning. And here I'm just adding some granola. This is homemade granola, but store-bought is fine. And I'm just closing that and putting that in my fridge. And so this is the next morning, as you can tell by the different lighting. And now I'm just adding a few walnuts. I didn't see these before, so I'm just adding them now. And I'm also adding a few chocolate chips, which I wouldn't have added if I wasn't making a video, but I am here. Now we're just doing some peanut butter. I just really like peanut butter, so I have them on the first two recipes, but you do not need peanut butter. And if you want a type of butter, you could have sunflower butter if you're allergic. And I'm also adding a few hemp hearts for the healthy fats that they provide and the omega. And now I'm just going in with a few fresh raspberries. If I had strawberries, I would have just used these, but I only have these. And that is pretty much it. This is great if you want something lighter and less decadent. Our next recipe are these traditional overnight oats. So again, I'm just starting with 1/2 cup of quick oats and another tablespoon of chia seeds, just like before. And I'm also doing some cinnamon, just add how much ever you want, and a 1/2 cup milk. And like I said before, the ratio I find is best when you add just a little bit more than a 1/2 cup. So I'm doing one more splash of milk. And you just want to give that a good mix and make sure it's evenly combined. And for my toppings, I'm just adding a handful of cashews, some homemade granola, and I like adding dried cranberries. This is a very important ingredient in these traditional overnight oats. And then I'm also have a few hemp hearts and some honey for just the sweetening part of it. And you could easily just use maple syrup instead. And again, more cinnamon, and that's pretty much it. I just eat it like this in the morning. I don't top anything on. And that is our video for today. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe.